This intro guide for puzzles and survival is going to teach you the basics of how heroes work, where you can unlock them, and what all these different enhancements and skills and hero skills actually do. So stick around in this video for a basic rundown, whether you're getting these heroes free to play, which I will talk about, or if you spend. And that's a good segue to the sponsor of today's video, the Amazon Appstore. By following the link in the description of this video, it'll take you to a page where you can download the Amazon Appstore and then get puzzles and survival from the Amazon Appstore. You may be wondering, why would you want to do that? Well, much like Google Play or Apple's App Store, you can use the Amazon App Store to download games, and using the Amazon App Store, you can actually get a discount on your purchases in-game. You do that by picking up what's called Amazon coins. These coins can be used in any game that you can download from the store, and you can check for yourself to see which games are there and which games will support it. And by using your Amazon coins, you can save an upwards of 20%. This is because you can buy those coins at a discount. For me personally, I've picked up the $100 bundle for $82 a couple times now. And the advantage of having done that is that every time I do that, I'm saving $18 on my purchases. So whether you want to make your dollar go further or spend less to get the same amount of stuff, Amazon coins are actually pretty awesome. Again, using the link in the description will take you to the page where you can go and at least check it out and see for yourself what you think. It'll look like what you see on the screen. And by downloading, using that link, it will support the channel. It'll let the developers from the Amazon App Store know that I sent you their way. Thank you again to the Amazon App Store for sponsoring this video, and I can say honestly, I am enjoying the benefits of discounted purchases, and it's really easy to set up. If you have Windows, an Android device, or even an Android emulator, you can go and download the Amazon App Store and then get Puzzles and Survival and enjoy your Amazon coin discounts. So let's get started, shall we? Heroes are obtainable a number of ways. Typically, this is done for most players through events and also through what's called Noah's Tavern. Noah's Tavern, you can see off to the side over here, and the game introduces you to this pretty quickly, where you can go and recruit heroes. The more rare coin gets you more rare heroes. At a higher rate, you can tap the info button to see what those rates are, and I'm showing you this to say the odds are not amazing for getting 5-star heroes, although I don't know, 30% chance, I suppose it's not the worst for the advanced recruits. And I will point out, you should always save up to 9 of each coin type before doing any pulls rather than doing them one at a time, with the exception of your daily free pulls. But you pull 9 at a time because you basically get 1 coin for free, and you should save all of your pulls, by the way, for events that will reward you for getting fragments of heroes. This is very important. You can actually get a ton of event points very, very quickly if you save up these pulls and do a few other things. Now, as I mentioned, of course, you can go and buy heroes if you want from the store, and there are a number of options in here, whether it's specific heroes that you see, or sometimes you'll be able to get currencies that you can trade in for a hero of your choice. For example, there's some of that over here, 5-star hero choice card. Now, the hero choice card doesn't actually give you every 5-star under the sun, so keep in mind that some of these heroes you will have to get other ways from events. For example, one hero you will get that's 5-star that's amazing, you can get this 100% free to play, is in the Ruins. The Ruins is an area where you go and you do challenges, and you basically queue up and hit go, and you get a result based off of different aspects of your sanctuary. In this case, the Glory Challenge is based off of Marks of Glory, but it's neither here nor there. I'm showing you this because there's a special exchange where not only can you get this particular hero, Varvara, but you also can get Eve, 5-star hero, baby. So there's going to be a bunch of different ways that you're obtaining these heroes, and their strength at 5-star is almost always better than a 4-star, is almost always better than a 3-star. At the start of this game, I had this misconception like, oh, I've got some levels on one of these heroes. Like my lower star hero is probably better, right? No, probably not. You're almost certainly better going off with the 5-star hero in almost all circumstances. Now, there will, of course, be exceptions, but I was surprised at how frequently the 5-star was just better. Now, on the topic of leveling, you use this green stuff called anti-serum to level up your heroes, as you saw in the tutorial. However, as you level up, you will reach different bottlenecks where you can no longer go any further until you use special books. So, for example, I'm working on Marlowe. He's a pretty beast 5-star. He is of the purple type. I'll talk about their color and what that signifies in just a minute here. But once you reach certain levels, you have to evolve the hero to go any further. My max level is currently 210. To go up to 310, I got to get lots of these fancy books. Now, I'll show you where you can get those in just a minute, but I'm mentioning this because you are going to have to pick and choose. You will be limited on the number of these books you will ultimately have, and don't worry, in a worst case, if you pick a hero you really didn't like, you can tap that button all the way in the upper right to reset the hero, but that will cost you diamonds. It'll give you back what you put into them, which is very reasonable to do. If you want to do a different hero, like, don't let your mistake investment or an investment you want to change around hold you up from doing something else. Use the gems, reset the hero, easy peasy, and then you can work on whichever other one you wanted to. That said, if we make our way back over here, you get a lot of power when you level up heroes, and it is a very small amount of anti-serum when they're low level. For example, I don't know, this hero is 1,120, or sorry, 1,220. Apparently I need glasses. Anti-serum to get 1 level. Percival, 3 stars, right? Whereas the heroes I'm working on actively as my best team, they cost a lot more anti-serum per level. What is this? 37,000, okay? So the amount of anti-serum is obviously going to ramp up a whole heck of a lot. And I don't yet know what the absolute best strategy is. If it's to go all in on a team of 5 great heroes, or if it's to diversify a little bit. Because let me tell you what, there are a number of challenges you'll face in the game where you need more than 5 heroes. So great news for those of you that like to work on lots of different projects. As an example, I'll make my way over to the arena now, and there's something called Hero Duel Glory. And if you qualify, you can participate in this, and you actually have to make multiple teams. So you can see they have 3 teams of heroes, and we're still in the early game in my state, so they don't have a ton of heroes leveled up a whole heck of a lot. So there is definitely advantage to having different heroes and many heroes that you level up, but I still think for the sake of getting good progression in the campaign, you probably do want to focus in on one primary team that you use to get major progress through the campaign. I'm at chapter 24/7. I'm pretty far along. I could go maybe a couple more levels, but I think I'm as far as I can go right now, and I got to level up more, and I got to power up my heroes more, and believe me, every time you put a level on a hero, you will notice the difference. So what does putting levels on heroes do besides give you lots of power? Well, the advantage of putting levels on heroes is that you gain more attack, defense, and hit points as well. And that actually matters just a whole heck of a lot for how long they survive and how hard your tiles will hit in the match 3 style gameplay, and also for unlocking skills. So let's talk about unlocking skills. Now, there are 2 types of skills that you need to know about. First of all, there are the troop skills. These troop skills are either available to you all the time, depending on what the skill does, or available only when you bring that hero into combat. So for example, this rider hit point skill is only available when I bring her into combat. It says that over here, and although it says rally battle, my experience is that it works for every battle where you bring her into combat. So these stats are really important to understand. In the early game, you're just going to be picking your highest star heroes and probably investing in them, but very quickly you'll gain access to a lot of different heroes, and you'll notice that not all of them have military benefits. In fact, that little book symbol right over here next to Dr. J, for example, shows that this is an economy-based hero. And if we look at their troop skills, these are available all the time as soon as you unlock them, and this is very important, and it is why ultimately you may want to level up a diversity of heroes. Because, as an example, one of the abilities on Dr. J is down here increasing my rally size, but you can see it's locked up. In order to unlock this, I have to take him to level 131, which, as you guessed it, it is going to be at level 130. I have to evolve him before I can get to 131. So using up a lot of these evolve books is going to be really important on the right heroes, and again, reset if you need to get more and more of these troop skills, and you'll have to decide, based on kind of how you're progressing, whether at that moment you want to push further in the campaign and level up those heroes more, or if you've got the books to diversify a little bit and get a few more extra skills available to you. These skills, for example, 9% build speed, I mean, it just says own the hero, and you get it. GG easy. 9% build speed, that's amazing. I should level, I guess, enhance him more. So maybe I should take a step back and talk about enhancing, because not only do you unlock the hero, but after you unlock them, getting more of their fragments can be used to increase their overall enhancement level. And you can see my Dr. J is already up to +3 enhancement level. So the way you do this is obtaining more and more fragments, and then once you have them, you actually can go and do the upgrade. By the way, if you don't have enough fragments, this will show you where you can get them. So as an example of a more peculiar hero like Eve, she is only available from the Ruins Exchange Shop, as I was showing you earlier in this video. Or, for example, this hero Scarlet is only available from purchasing. You don't have to have her. You don't have to have every hero. But heroes that have passive benefits like Scarlet are really cool. For example, I get 12 free minutes of speed up. So everything I build, 12 minutes of what I do is free, which is kind of cool. Also, more building speed and also troop size. 4,000 is really nice. Obviously, the higher enhancement level they have, the more that you get, and you can tap on any of these skills and it will show you exactly what that looks like. But from here, there's more, because not only can you use these heroes when you go and fight anytime you leave your sanctuary or even defending your sanctuary, but also there is the hero skill section. This is what works in the match 3 puzzle style gameplay. And you can read through each of these skills to learn more about what they do. They will unlock sequentially based off of the level of your commander. So for example, let me pick somebody who doesn't have many of these unlocked at all. You can see that Zephyr has only 2 skills right now. But if I can take him up to level 31, which is pretty achievable here, I get a new skill when I get him up to 71. That's actually really low. 71, pretty nice. I will say that the hero skills seem to unlock pretty quickly for the match 3 puzzle gameplay, whereas the troop skills tend to be significantly more difficult. It's 131 to unlock his final skill here for troop skills. You will notice there are 2 other things on my screen here. One of them is this vest looking thing. When I tap that in the upper right, you can see there is a hero skin. This gives bonus stats, which is a win if you can get it, but it does take a long time to unlock the special currency that will then be able to be used to activate one of these skins. I mean, you can see I have 41 out of, what is that? Oh, 1,000 of the currency, okay? But it does give really nice stats here. Troop stats and hero stats, dang. So the skins are really awesome, but that's more of an endgame thing. And by the way, when you progress much, much further, and this is topic for a separate video, at level 211, you can unlock weapons to put onto these heroes, which enhances them very substantially, like this rare terrestrial radar, or this, what is this, a legendary, oh no, epic terrestrial radar. You get the idea. A lot of troop stats that come from these, and that will be topic for a separate video. There are 2 small things I'll mention that, okay, I call them small things, but you can see in the upper left, each hero does have a color association that is relevant for the match 3 puzzle style gameplay. Also, in the top portion, you can see what the commander specifically is buffing, or hero is buffing. So, you know, Fox, she's got the rider symbol here. If we get a look at her troop skills, it's unsurprising that they're all related to riders. Now, not every rider-related hero will buff all riders. For example, some of these lower star heroes are really powerful, but do a variety of things. So let's pick, how about, I know there's one I'm looking for. Bard. This is a shooter hero, 3 stars, but his first skill actually enhances wood gathering speed. Okay. He also has a couple things related to shooters. So for me, this says he's probably the kind of hero, yeah, you want to get this skill leveled up a bit because wood gathering speed seems nice, but otherwise, there's probably better heroes you'll bring into combat. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you get an excess amount of heroes, which is really crazy. I'm not there yet. However, you can trade away fragments of heroes that you have maxed out, and then, once you've done that, you can make your way over to Noah's Tavern, and you can go over to the exchange portion, and you can actually pick up different heroes. I had to toggle through that twice, was a little bit weird, but you can use your Noah's points to exchange for heroes. This is all stuff that I generally tend to save to do during events so that you can get event points, and man, I just went completely hog wild when there was an event for getting hero fragments, and it was absolutely amazing. Just to give you a sampling of what those sorts of events can look like, here's one new development. And if we look here, the personal rank and rank rewards, if you are number 1, which, okay, only one person will be in your state, but you get 30 of the Zephyr fragments. Dang. that is almost certainly going to be a spender who gets some of those top spots, but if you hoard a whole heck of a lot, you can certainly get unlocks and incremental progress by moving all in on these events. And in the early game especially, a lot of people will probably rip open things as soon as they get them because they don't know any better, and there is value to just powering up as fast as you can. But if you do end up timing with an event, my God, the payoff is actually pretty legit. So a few pieces of guidance I will give you in the closing of this video. The first is don't sweat your investments into different heroes, make them, and then reset them if you need to. However, if you are using your sort of pick one fragments to choose a hero, I will point out that when those are refunded to you, it will be that same hero that you've already chosen, not another pick one fragment. So in that regard, use your anti-serum, start to level these heroes up, try them out a bit, and reset them if you need to. I did a fair amount of resets, but also know that some of your early game investments, like I worked on really early on like Barbie. She seemed like she was so badass. And I worked on, let's see here, the Doc. Where's the Doc at? I probably already scrolled past him. There he is, Doc Gray, right? Like, he's level 45, and that's actually fine because ultimately I'm gonna have to get him to level 71 anyways to unlock his skill here. And I spent a small amount of anti-serum to get him to this point, so it's all perfectly fine. Saving for events is a great way to cash in and get even more hero fragments when you want them. And also, it is definitely worth reading what your heroes actually do in your match 3 style gameplay, and learning what these skills do will dramatically influence the way you use them. So if you're not winning your match 3 gameplay, putting more anti-serum into your heroes or understanding their abilities better could go a long way. So for example, one thing that Nova does is she dispels all debuffs that are on your allies. So this is important to understand both for the way that your heroes interact with each other and also with the way you interact with the enemy. So if you know the enemy just put a debuff on you, boom, pop her ability, clear off the debuff. Or as another example, Myers has a really amazing ability. If we look at his hero skills, he increases your allies' attack by 80%. Like, you freaking wreck people when this is active, but he reduces your chance to hit by 35%, which kind of sucks. Now, that chance to hit portion of this ability is considered a debuff, so guess who gets to clear it? It's Fox, baby. So you actually want to sequence this where Myers goes first and then Fox clears the debuffs. This is kind of important. So just keep some of these things in mind as you're working on your heroes. And once you start to use them more and more, you'll get the hang of it. There are really no bad investments here. I will say with one exception perhaps, which is that there is actually a maximum number of enhancement levels on each of these heroes. So I think it's actually a poor strategy to go maxing one of your 2-star heroes, for example, because then every time you get that hero, you're going to have to trade it in. And I don't know offhand, I'd have to go look into this more, if your exchange rate is actually favorable, but I would suspect that it is a more favorable situation when you're pulling from Noah's Tavern to have them be well distributed than to have one of those heroes that you're cashing in and putting into the exchange shop. I don't know, you could leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd certainly be interested in that. And one other thing I'll point out is to not use your pick ones, if you can avoid it, on heroes that you can get other ways. Let me give you an example here. Flint. This guy's got to be a good example, right? He's in the hero exchange shop. So you could use your pick ones on this guy, but why not just use the arena exchange shop instead? Because there's actually a way to get his fragments using some vehicle that you can't get it some other way. Whereas some of these other heroes, like, you can only get them from Tavern. Another example of a hero you can get multiple ways is Chester. You can get him from zombie layers. I mean, bro, if you're getting them from zombie layers, I don't think you want to go and put universals into this guy, even though he does have some pretty cool troop skills, okay? Research cost reduction and gas cost reduction for research, for steel and gas. This is all really good. Training cap, this is pretty good stuff. So I think it's okay to enhance some of these heroes a bunch, but just keep in mind the ones that you can get other ways, you may not want to go kind of hog wild on. I think that covers enough for this one beginner video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing, and also consider checking out the sponsor of today's video, the Amazon Appstore. Super valuable if you're spending in game. I personally am using it. I've already saved at least 50 bucks on purchases that I've been making in puzzles and survival, because saving up to 18 or 20% on your purchases is actually kind of amazing. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies.